Hey everyone, it's Amanda and Monica are Looming, and we are here today with this bracelet that is designed by our friend Dreaming Out Loud, who was Fibromyalgia Warrior. Here is her rendition on her Instagram page. Isn't it gorgeous? With her little bling. Here's her Instagram page. If you would please give her a look-see and a follow. Here it is where we posted ours last night. Just such a neat, and I love this. She is one of the ones that loves the funky band finds, and she always finds some of the best funky bands. Sorry, I just had to say that. But this is her Instagram page. And Lost Highway, the name came from another great friend of ours by the name of Crazy Mama. She is amazing and so talented. Isn't she just so cute? We love her. She's always so sweet about any of our designs and saying such nice things about everyone that we can see on Instagram. So please give those two ladies a follow, a look-see and a follow. And back to the Lost Highway bracelet. This is the one that we posted on our Instagram page with a little bit of bling. We thought that this bracelet was so gorgeous that we didn't want to put like a ton of bling on it, but we've had these 4 pieces that say love on them, and we've had them like forever, and we thought that this bracelet just showcased the right amount in the middle, that it was just the perfect amount of bling. So this one's all out of white, black, silver, the iridescent glitter bands, and the carnival bands. And then here we will be doing this design today, or these colors today. And this is with the opaque pink, the sun kiss Persian, the Caribbean green, the blue glow, the iridescent glitter, and that's it. I was getting ready to go back into opaque pink. And I really love this. Now I'm not going to say this is that Dreaming Out Loud is the one that made this stitch up, but we haven't personally seen this stitch right here done before. So if anyone has done this stitch before, let us know and we will give credit on our YouTube underneath the video. But we just thought it was so cute in how she did it. So if anyone else uses this technique where the blue glow is now, I would say credit Dreaming Out Loud. But this is a reversible bracelet. This is the signature side. Here is the opposite side. So now this is what we would say, Amanda and I would say, is definitely a cuff bracelet. Hold on. Now this one's not meant for me because it's a little smaller. It's meant for an average, but this is definitely a cuff bracelet, like a Wonder Woman cuff. Ching, ching, ching. But it is gorgeous. So what I will say to that, since it is a cuff bracelet, you will be needing, I know, 9 pin bars. But if you're watching this tutorial and have watched some of our tutorials in the past, you will know that 9 pin bars, if you're at this level, you will have had the 18 pin bars, the 6 looms. So, just saying. So we hope that you choose to make this bracelet still, and you will need a full 2 looms length of the 18 pin bars. Okay? Your pin bars setup needs to be in the V configuration, just like so. And we are going to be using, like I said, the 6 colors that are in this bracelet. And we are going to be doing it exactly like this bracelet. So go get your supplies and come right back. Oh, and I will be using a larger C-clip at the end. You don't have to, but I just find that it helps hold the bracelet secured together a little better. So go get your stuff. All right, so first up, we're going to drop 2 pink opaque bands right here on the 5th pin bar, the lowest one down. We're just going to drop them. And those are going to be the bands that we bring together at the end of the bracelet. If you watch any of our tutorials, you will know that we do this constantly. So now we're going to do the perimeter. And this is just a basic perimeter. What you do to one side, you need to mirror and do to the other. And we're going to go all the way around. I know some of our bracelets, we just stop here at this V, but on this one, you go all the way around and back up to the end. So you're going to go all the way up to, you have 4 empty pins here. You're going to stop here on this 5th to the last pin, and I will be right back and show you how to do that. You're going to go up both sides. So keep doing that and I will be right back. Alright, so I have gone all the way to the 5th from the last pin on both sides. Now I'm going to go on in and do the A-frame on both sides. And remember, what you do to one side, you need to mirror on the other. All right. So this is our perimeter. Now we're getting ready to start our first row over here, which is the Caribbean green. And all you're doing on both sides is you're going and doing a zigzag pattern. All the way down the loom. You can do all of one side or all of the next. Doesn't matter, it's whatever you feel comfortable with. Oops. So I'm going to continue doing this, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. I'll be right back. Alright, so here's how yours should look. All the way down. Now our next piece that we are going to do is going to be, and you can't really see it on here, but we're going to be using the Sun-Kissed, and we're going to be making a single chain on the 2nd and on the 8th rows. So this is pretty much self-explanatory. We're just doing single chains. It's what helps hold all of the bands together on the next rows. So you continue to do yours, and I will finish off camera. Here is our 2 single chains all the way down. So now we're going to kind of push those single chains down, and our next bit is going to be the blue glow bands, and we're going to do another zigzag on both of those. And you can do the same layout like zigzag, but it's the way you loom them of how they can turn out differently. Because as you can see on this one, here is the blue glow, and it looks different than the Caribbean green, but they were put on the loom the exact same way. So it all depends on how you loom them out. So what you do to one side, you mirror and do to the other side. Just making a zigzag back and forth. Alright, I'm going to continue doing this all the way up to the end of the loom, and I will be back. Alrighty, so there are the blue glows in the zigzag pattern. Probably not the easiest to see, probably not the best choice, but I thought it was pretty. So now we're going to do another 2 single chains on the 3rd and the 7th row. And we're going to do them in the iridescent glitter bands. Single chains, as I said before, are probably one of the first things that you learned when you started looming. So I'm going to continue doing these off camera, and I will be right back. Alright, I have the iridescent glitter single chains going all the way down. Now we are going to take our opaque pink again, and we are going to take, let's start right here, and we're going to go on the 4th row, first pin. We're going to go to the 3rd row, second pin. Let's go from the 6th first pin to the 7th second pin, and you just keep going on up. We're going to do this all the way up on both sides. You see how they're mirroring, I cannot talk tonight, mirroring each other. And you're going to do this all the way at the end. And at the end, there's going to be 2 bands that are going to be a little bit different because you still need 2 more at the very end. So I'm going to continue this off camera, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here at the very end, as you can see, there's 2 extra pins right here. And for the end, for our middle little design that we're going to have, we need to have pink opaque bands on those as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a band from this pin to this pin, and a band from this pin to this pin. So it's going to be a little different here on that last pin, but you need a pin at that very end. Alright, so when Dreaming Out Loud sent us the design for this bracelet, she sent it with using 2 colors here in the middle, but we did it with 4 on this one. You can do it either way. It's whatever your preference is. You can do it with 6. I mean, it's up to you. We just thought it was kind of neat how to do 4 in the middle to kind of represent some of the main colors that were used on the outside of the bracelet. So we are going to be doing 4 today. And depending on what colors you want going out versus what colors you want going in, it depends on how you lay out your bands. This is the very start of the bracelet. Whatever band you lay out, the first part, the first 2 bands you lay, they're going to be flared out. They're going to flare out, and then the next you're going to be going in. So we're going to go, okay. So it all depends on how you lay them out. So, and this is going to be the diamond pattern bracelet kind of, in the middle center 3 rows. So we're going to start out with, these are the bands that are going to be going out when you loom them out. where they're going to be kind of flowering out. So I'm using the Caribbean green, and you need to make sure you know what order you're putting these bands in so that you continue it all the way up. And then you just got a message on Instagram. Oops. And then I'm doing the iridescent glitter, and these are the ones that will be going in. Now I will be doing the sun-kissed Persian. Those will be going out. And then this is the glow blue. Those are the 4 colors that I'm using on the inner 3 pin bars. So right now it looks like there are 2 X's, and if that's how you want to look at it, you can look at it like that way. This first X has the Caribbean green and the iridescent glitter, and then this one has the sun-kissed and the glow blue. So I'm going to do this one more time. 2 bands of Caribbean green, 2 bands of iridescent glitter. When I say 2 bands, I just mean 1 band each. I don't want to confuse anybody because some of our bracelets you do have to double the bands. Sun-kissed. And then blue glow. I'm going to continue to do this all the way up the center of the bracelet, and I will be back to show you how it looks. Alright, so I went all the way down to these 2 with the glow blue. Now I'm going to take my loom, turn it around. And I know I have not put the cat band on yet, so that's what we're getting ready to do now. I'm going to take 2 of the pink opaque bands, and I'm just going to wrap them around twice. I like to do 2 just to make sure it's a little more secure. I'd rather make sure it's secure and make sure it's not. Alright, so we are ready to start looming. And our first part that we're going to be looming is we're going to do the center part. But we can't just start doing the center part, because if we do the center part, this band's going to come off. So we need to go in and do this first part of the perimeter first. The first 2 bands. So going behind that cat band, grab the band, whether it be on the left or on the right, whichever one's on top. And that's all you're going to do for right now. Just those first 2 bands. Okay? So now you're going to grab your first band on those X's, and you're going to bring it in. Alright? Now, if you made a shorter version, it will still be going in this way. It will just be a little different. You may have a different color starting out here. You may have, if you chose to use the same color, you may have the glitter color. So it just depends on which, but you will still be going in on the first one. So we went in on both sides with the glow blue. Now we're going to go in behind those 2 glow bands and grab the sun-kissed orange, and we're pulling those out. This is where I was talking about the bands going in and the bands going out. And this is basically just your average diamond bracelet now. I went in behind the sun-kissed and grabbed the iridescent glitter. And then I'm going to go and grab the Caribbean green and pull it out. Alright, let's do this one more time on camera. In, and then out. In, and then out. make sure you always start on whatever side you started with before. As everyone should know, if you have watched our channel for a while, me, Monica, I always start on the left. I'm a left-handed person, so that helps me know I always start on the left. So if you start on the left, you continue starting on the left the entire process. If you start on the right, you start on the right the entire process. So continue doing this, and I will be right back. Alright, here are the last two bands that I looped here in the middle. They're the Caribbean green. Now let's go back to the beginning. Alright, now we're going to leave the perimeter alone. You're not going to touch the perimeter. What we are going to do is we are going to work on these pink bands, these opaque pink bands. And remember the first one that we did, it was, well, I guess the last one that we put on there, it was a shorter one than the rest of them, but it was needed to make sure that this last little, these winged bands right here were kept in order, because if not, they would just be flapping around. We don't want that. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take them back and make a teardrop. Take them back and make a teardrop. Only that one. Alright? Now, all the other ones are going to be different. Alright? So, now for this one, this is the first actual one that is a little bit longer, other than this first one that we just had, the little bit that went into a teardrop. Alright, so for the first longer one, what you're going to do, it's not going to go back and make a teardrop. You're going to take it off of the pin, and here's the other end of it. On this peg right here that's included in the perimeter, you're going to take it and you're going to put it on this second peg. Alright, so here's the first end of it, and here's the second end of it that I just loomed back. Alright, so here's the second band, second full band. Here's the first part of it, and then here is the second part of it. That's how you're going to do all of them. Let's do it on this side. Here's this band. You're going to take it, you're going to loom it like that. It's going like this. Alright. Take this band, put it right here. The band looks like this. I'm going to continue doing this on all of the opaque pink bands. Let's do a few more. Alright, I hope you have the gist of that down, where you have the full band here, and then you're going to take the one end of the band and loom it on the band, the peg right above where the other end is. Alright, so I'm going to continue these off camera and I will be right back. Alright, here is the last two pinks that we loomed. Now we're going to go out to the end again. And we're going to do the single chains. Now you're not going to mess with the perimeter again. You're just going to go in behind those pink bands. Now you're going to do a regular single chain with the iridescent glitter all the way up, pulling back the pinks and going up the loom. Making sure if there's any tension on the band, to be careful not to break the band to go with the band. Alright, so I am going to continue this off camera and I'll be back to show you. Alright, so we did the single chain. Now it's time to do the part where I think is a newer stitch. I guess it's not really a stitch because it's on the loom, but a newer way to loom out these blue glows. And it's a really cute stitch / looming technique, I think. And I'm not saying that this was made by Dreaming Out Loud, because Amanda and I do not subscribe to everybody in the world. We don't know everybody in the world. So if you've seen this before and can vouch for it, then we can place it underneath the video. But other than that, we love this stitch. Hope you all do too. And hope you all can understand it. So here is the zigzag, glow zigzags here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do all of one side of the zigzag, and then we're going to do all of the second side of the zigzag. So what we're going to do, and it's all going to be going in this single chain glitter, iridescent glitter in pink right here. So what we're going to do is this first one is going this way. That one should be on top. So you're going to pull that one out. And I still have it on my hook, but I wanted to show you where it started. It starts right here. This is the other end of it. And we just pulled it out off of this pin right here. And we are going to go up 2 pins. Pull it up 2 pins and put it on that pin. Alright, so it starts here, goes in here, and you go up 2 pins, and it's on this pin. So now I'm leaving the other band that's going this way, and I'm going into this second chain and grabbing the next band that's going this way. Alright. And you're going to go all the way up, you doing this same way. So it's up on this chain or up on this pin, and you're going to go up 2 pins. Okay? So once you get that first one done, you know that it's going to be right next to the next one, okay? See how this one's the first one, this one's the second one? So you're going to go up and you're going to grab the next one that's going like this. And you're going to pull it up 2 pins. Okay? Now, I have left all of the ones that are doing this so far. Those are going to do, we're going to do after we have completed all of the bands that are doing this. Okay? So you do all of the bands that are going like this first. Then you'll do all of the bands that are doing like this. And I'm talking about all on one row. Then you can do this other one. Okay? So let's go up. I'm going to do quite a few of these because this is a new stitch and one that we love. But it is kind of hard to explain. So I'm going in here, grabbing the band. The band is right here. And it's on my hook. And I'm going up 2 pins and hooking it on that pin. Alright, got the next one. Pull it up. Next one. Pull it up. Next one. Pull it up. Alright, so I'm going to go back. Since we have quite a few of those done already, I can finish those out in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the other way, the other band way on this side and show you how to do them. So we have all of the bands that are going this way done. Now we need to work on the ones that are going this way. Oops, I did get stuck. So you're going to pull this one out This first one's slightly different. You're just going to pull it, and it's going this way. You're going to pull it, and it's going to go to that first one because that's the only place that it can go. This next one, you're pulling it out. It's right here. It's going to go all the way to that first pin. And this is how they're interlocking all of these bands. Here's the first, that band. It's going to go to the second pin. You're always pulling it up or down 2 pins. So it's right here. So 1, 2. This one's right here. 1, 2. Right here. 1, 2. So that's how you're going to do the entire time. Ready? This one's right here. 1, 2. This is how you're going to do it the entire way. And you're just going to keep doing them. Make sure you do all of one way first and then do all of the other way next, because then all of these bands are going to lock when you do this next single chain in the next step, but it's not going to be loomed like a single chain. So wait for instructions on that. So I'm going to continue doing this side and finishing out this side. I hope that I was able to show you how to do that new technique. I also wanted to say, this is the opposite side and I was doing it, and I forgot to say at the very beginning, or at the very end, when you're doing, this is the first bands that I'm looming out on the glow blue. What you need to do at the very end is like you do on the second set of bands. This last one right here is only going to go right here. It starts out here and it's going to go there. Okay, most of them are going to be moved 2 pins, but the first and the last ones are sometimes only going to be moved to that 1 pin because that's all there is left. So just thought I would tell you. So I'm moving on to this second set of them. Alright, I have now loomed out all of the glow blues, and I seriously hope that you understood what I was trying to say. Now it is time for the sun-kissed Persians, and they are in a single chain formation, but they will not be loomed out like a single chain because, as you can see here, and this is the same color scheme as this one is, the sun-kissed is all the way out here with the looming technique, and it is not shown like the iridescent glitter is here in the original single chain technique. So you can see it's still on the back, but on the front it looks totally different. So what you're going to do, here's the first one. You're going to go in behind those 2 blue bands. You're going to grab that first one, and it was on this pin. It goes from this pin to this pin. You're going to pull it over to that pin. That's how you're going to do all of them. Going behind the blues. Oops, I grabbed the Caribbean green too. It happens. It happens. Okay. Pull them out. And that's how you get that sun-kissed on the edges when we do that other looping technique. So let's show it on this side as well. Because what you do to one side, you mirror and do to the opposite side. And this sun-kissed is what's going to be holding your blue glow bands in on this side. So I'm going to continue this and I'll be right back. Here are the sun kissed bands all the way down. Now we're going to be going on to the Caribbean green, and we're going to be going from this side, or this part in here, and pulling them out. Make sure you pull the one on top first. It should be going, since you did them in the zigzag, it should be doing this one first, then this one, then this one, this one. But make sure you're pulling them in from the second row or the 8th row, because you're pulling them out first. And then you're not going to do the perimeter yet. You still have one more technique to do before you do the perimeter after this. So you're just going in on both sides and looming out those Caribbean greens. But don't do the perimeter yet, because you still have one more technique to do before you do the perimeter. So I'm going to do this. You do this to both sides, but I'm going to continue doing this to both sides, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, so we have all of the Caribbean greens loomed out. Now what we're going to do, and I have to turn the loom on the side, we have to do the looming technique by flipping over 2 bands. And the only one that's not going to flip over 2 bands is this first one right here at the very end. And you're just going to flip over this bottom band. Okay? But now everyone else, you're going to flip over. You're not going to touch this bottom one, the very bottom one. You're going to touch this one and the sun-kissed. Okay? So the second to the bottom and the sun-kissed. You're going to pull those 2 over. So second to the bottom and sun-kissed. Those are the 2 bands that you're going to pull over. On all of them except for that first one at the very end of the bracelet. And you're going to do this on both sides. And you can do them one at a time. You don't have to pull both the sun-kissed and that one Caribbean green over at the same time. I just know that with the Rainbowloom hook, there is enough space for it to fit both of those bands. But if you want to like just flip over one and then flip over the next, you can do that. If you feel more comfortable doing that, no problemo. So this goes by fairly quickly, depending on if you've kept your bands in order. And then here we are at the end again. You're just going to flip over that bottom one. Alright? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this other side off camera, and I will be right back. So I have all of the sun-kissed and the Caribbean greens all folded over that need to be folded over. Now it is time to do the perimeter. So we're just going to start here. We've already done this first band on each side of the cat band. So now we're just going to go in and grab the perimeter, making sure you go in behind any bands that are on top of the perimeter band. That just locks them into place. And we are just going, let me zoom out a little bit. We are just going to go up each side and making sure that we go in behind those bands. I will come back when it is time to take it off the loom. I'm sure everyone knows how to do their perimeter bands at this point. Do you hear my loom creaking? It's saying, oh my goodness. How many bracelets is this? Alright, so I'm going to come back and show you what it looks like and show you what helps me get off the loom. Alright, so I've just done the perimeter, went down both sides, and then went on in the middle, and I put on one of the larger colored C-clips. I put the white one on. So what helps me get this particular bracelet off, first of all, is I'm going to remove the first perimeters that you put around the top. That's always my first thing. And then in this middle portion where you have, I'm going to call them the wings, I'm going to take off all of these little wings in the middle, the Caribbean green and the sun-kissed. I'm going to take all of those off because that just helps it when it's coming off not to hang up on those and accidentally break a band. And we don't want any bands broken. And that's just one less thing to get stuck on that peg. And since this is a 9-peg or 9-pin bar design, we need to take precautions. Precautions. Okay. So I'm just going down and taking all of those off. And now I'm going to work on the perimeter on both sides. And usually it's not too bad, but what we need to work on is the glow blue. The glow blue is a little tight, and that's what we're working on getting to and making sure it's going to come off okay. Now, doing this bracelet, I would recommend, especially on the part with the glow blue technique, using very stretchy, high quality bands. Amanda and I strictly use Rainbowloom products. They are the best in our opinion, so that's all we use. But definitely on the glow blue part, definitely needs stretchy. Alright, so I am now taking off basically where the sun-kissed chain was, taking it off. And after that, we can take the bracelet off using the pull back method, using the start of the bracelet, but we just had to get to that loomed out portion of the glow blue off of there because that is the tightest part of this bracelet. Okay, so I'm just undoing a few of those so I have something to pull back on. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling up and then pulling back. So pull up, and then I'm also holding down with my other hand. You can't see it on screen, but there's glitter flying everywhere from the iridescent glitter bands. Okay, so there's not really, there's a little glitter everywhere. There's not really too much that needs to be done because it comes off of the loom pretty good, but stretching it in opposite directions usually helps. And you know, later on you can just finagle those specific bands that are having trouble. Now I will tell you, if you are going to bling this bracelet with it being the bracelet that has this type of looping here on the sides, it will be difficult to place the bands ahead of time like placing all of your beads or bling or whatever and then looping. To do this bracelet, to make sure all of these signature looping techniques are showcased on the correct side, you would need to do it after you looped. My thing would be, if you wanted to bling this afterwards, I would use I would use Nix Haley's technique that I do believe either Artisan Loom or Chidaro is doing a tutorial on. I'm not exactly for sure who is doing a tutorial on, but how she laces her beads on the outside. And I would also, if you just wanted to place specific beads on there, just put them where you want them and then put your hook through and pull them through. The back won't be as pretty, but who's going to see the back? You put in the back, you do a slip knot, and then you'd C-clip them all together or just kind of hide the slip knot part. So if you wanted to do that, for the love, all we did was we used little jump rings to tie them on or to secure them on. So that would be the only thing that I would say on this bracelet that you would need to watch out for when you blinged it, is you would have to bling it during the looping process or do it afterwards. So this is Lost Highway. Here are the 3 renditions, although 2 of them are exactly the same, but that's okay. Lost Highway bracelet by Dreamin' Out Loud on Instagram, and it was named by Crazy Mama on Instagram as well. I am wearing today both designed by 5 Kids Cause Chaos, our new family member, the Melody Lane bracelet and the Petal bracelet with a border. These can both be found on our channel. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, would you please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you would like to be notified for future tutorials coming up, because we have a lot coming up. And if you decide to make this bracelet, Lost Highway bracelet, if you would tag and hashtag Dreamin' Out Loud on Instagram and also Crazy Mama on Instagram, and tag and hashtag, I don't know if I said that, and also tag and hashtag us. You know, we love to see your renditions, all those cool color combos, because we cannot come up with all of the color combos that you all can come up with. And look for us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on, where are we now? Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook. We're everywhere. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye.